Also, on that program, this was not the only issue discussed. Mr. Nkrumah has been defending the controversial Agyapa Mineral Royalties Deal, which is said to have the son of the senior minister, Safuma, for part of management. In fact, he admitted to that.
Government is endorsing the establishment of a company that is going to manage my royalties in a tax haven.
They're not going to manage your royalties in a tax haven.
What are they doing? What is Agyapa Royalties doing?
Can I answer your question?
Finally, yes.
They are, well, finally, they are set up in Jersey as a tax haven to attract investors to front load this share flotation.
And they couldn't be established in Ghana?
Well, go onto the world market and find out where such companies are set up. First of all, they are being listed on the London Stock Exchange. Why are they not being listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange?
Yes,
they are being listed on the London Stock Exchange because when you study the history of mineral royalties companies and where mineral flotations take place, the London Stock Exchange is the most liquid market for it.
But yet, but yet in Parliament, you said that Ghanaians and foreigners can buy shares.
You want Ghanaians to go onto the foreign exchange? I'm surprised you don't know this. Ghanaians buy.
They do.
Ghanaians buy.
But you
can I answer your question? Ghanaians buy shares on the London Stock Exchange on a daily basis. People have brokerage houses here in this country, fund managers here in this country, who buy from where it is listed. I'm saying to you that you don't pay taxes on royalties. If anybody has a substantive thing against this transaction, let him raise it. But this cooked up story of an Safuma son and is this one's friend, I think is becoming a baggage argument to this country. This is a fine transaction. Let us stop bastardizing transactions that mean well for the Republic. If there's something untoward here, somebody should raise it. But for all I know, and I'm sure your literature review will prove, you don't tax royalties. A royalty in its first place is more or less a tax. You don't pay a tax on a tax.
That is Oppong Nkrumah. I'm grateful.
Well, joining us on the line is Rosin Nelson Dafiamepo. He's a member of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs and Judiciary Committees of Parliament, and he's an MP for South Dai. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's start off from where Mr. Nkrumah ended his argument. He says you don't pay tax on tax. Royalties are tax. What's your response to that, sir?
Now, that is a very misleading statement from the Minister of Information. And here's why. The inflows from the Mineral Income Investment Fund, which will be channeled to Agyapa through ARD, at that time is no longer a tax money, is no longer a royalty. The royalty, when they come to government, becomes revenue. So the arrangement they have done, they have taken part of the revenue of the Republic of Ghana to invest in this money. And so we asked them at the committee level. I was at the finance committee. We asked them, apart from the disbursement of the royalties in the manner that they have structured in the agreement, what other business would the Agyapa be doing to generate revenue so they can pay dividends on the ordinary shares that they will be floating on the London Stock Exchange? They couldn't tell us. Then we further asked, why is it that they wouldn't use the ARD company that has been incorporated in Ghana to conduct the floats on the London Stock Exchange, so that for purposes of their business, they can pay tax on the revenues that they will generate? They couldn't answer it.
Okay.
So for him to say that we are asking them to pay tax on the royalties that is coming to government is so mischievous. We are saying that the royalties that the mining companies pay to government, which they themselves in their media review budget estimated to be $200 million, becomes government revenue, which when we establish companies to invest, we have to generate additional money. And these monies are taxable.
Mr. Dafiamepo, he also says that you should pinpoint exactly what is illegal about that agreement.
Now, this is what we are saying. You come to Parliament in 2018 with the Minerals Income Investment Fund law, and then it was passed. Now, upon the passage of the law, a board was set up to manage the fund under, I think, the chairmanship of a colleague in Parliament, I believe, Milkuduka. Now, the fund has been operating for the past 2 years. You have not been able to tell us the difficulties the present management of the fund is going through, for which there is a need for you to structure this circuitous deal. And they couldn't justify. Because you see,
and that is illegal?
We are not saying it is illegal. Nobody has said it is illegal. What we are saying is that it is a concocted deal to serve the interest of a select few near the president. That has been the point we have been making all the time. Otherwise, why would the Minerals Income Investment Fund, as a creator of statute, go to Jersey in the United Kingdom, establish a firm called Agyapa Royalties, which has not done any business as of now, but decide to value the firm, to be estimated at $1 billion. As a result of which, they come back to the Republic of Ghana and set up ALD Royalties, and now say that the government of Ghana will hold 100% shares in ALD Royalties. Now, ALD Royalties will now float shares on the London Stock Exchange using the vehicle of Agyapa. Now, they intend to float only 49% of the 100% ordinary shares.
All right.
And whether they are even floating preference shares. They say no.
So currently, Mr. Dafiamekpo, sorry, let me just come in here. Currently, the minority says there's a lot wrong with this deal. The majority and government says there's nothing wrong with it. Former President Mahama says if he's given the nod again, he's going to reverse this deal. Beyond the talk and debate on the airwaves, what's the minority planning to do in getting your concerns addressed?
We have passed that stage because if you recall in Parliament when the bill came, we told them the deal was too circuitous. It was included in secrecy. We asked them for the board membership of even Agyapa Royalties. They couldn't tell us. We asked them the board membership of ALG Royalties. They couldn't tell us.
So if you say we've gone past it, then what's the debate and talk about if we are not hoping to get to a resolution? I'm only asking
the point I am making is that as a minority in Parliament, to the extent that the majority or the government refused to listen to our concerns, we walked out on the passage of the resolution of the motion to ratify this. And that is a matter of record.
All right. Mr. Dafiamekpo, let me have you hold on. I'll come back to you for your concluding remarks.